That thing that is scaring the shit out of you that you're hesitating on is the thing that might change your life. It might be that one thing that changes the trajectory of where you're going for the next couple years. We all come at these crossroads, these points in life where we have to make a decision, right? And these decisive points, are forks in the road here, there might be more than two forks, and you're going to be challenged to make a decision whether to stay the route where you've been doing, do something new, totally different, a lot of times outside your comfort zone. And I want to talk about this video why, if you're on that fence, why you need to get the fuck off the fence and go towards, the shit that's scaring the shit out of you. You need to go towards fear, the potential for failure, because that is where your growth happens. That is where the best version of yourself lies, across that abyss of uncertainty. I'll tell you a story, okay? So, growing up, I played basketball, as a kid. And I wasn't the best basketball player. I kind of sucked, actually. But I had a lot of hustle, though. And I was very competitive. I really wanted to be good at basketball. But, I just wasn't good enough. I didn't practice enough or whatever it was. And I got benched in high school. Like bench as in I didn't get much minutes playing. And, I was okay with it, and then at first I was like, I'll just keep busting my ass and keep, trying, even though I wasn't putting up in like good numbers or anything, even though I was like busting my ass, diving for balls and shit. I got to a point in later on my high school career that I was like, man, I didn't like the way the coaches was running practices. I didn't really feel like this is what I want to do, anymore, And at that point, basketball was my whole identity, and I was very afraid of what my coaches, what my teammates, and what people that knew me, that saw me as a basketball player, would think when they find out that I quit. I didn't want people to think I was a quitter, because I always prided myself on being a hard worker, and then quitting is kind of the opposite. People would look down on that, is what I thought before, But then I was like, man, am I gonna really suffer for the next several months, doing something that I don't want to do, that I hate, just so these people can fucking feel better or something, just to please other people, And then I was like, man, fuck that shit. In my head, in my heart, I was like, fuck that shit. But then I was so scared of quitting because I was so afraid of what other people would think about me, It's a very irrational fear, There was no physical harm that would have came to me if I quit, and nothing really fucking happened, I just quit, But at that point in my life, it was one of the most hardest decisions and the most scariest decisions I had to do, was to walk to practice that afternoon, tell my coach, look him in the eye, tell him that I quit, because I just did not want to let him down. I didn't want him to think I was a quitter, that I couldn't take it, And but I knew in my heart that I was not going to play basketball that year. I was going to prepare for something bigger, for track. I was going to start working out, and I just wanted to do. I was done with that sport, And this might not have anything to do with where you are in your life. You might not be in high school playing basketball, but you might be in a job that you hate, with a boss that you hate, doing something that has no meaning for you. You might be at a place where, you're in school that, your parents told you to go to, and everyone, your friends are going to, but you don't have any interest. You want to do something else. There's something that excites you that you want to do, and you can do it. But, on paper, it doesn't seem like the best decision, and you're stuck doing something else to please other people. All right, if you are in that situation, right, ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? All right, you fail, you get hurt, you get injured, you fucking die. These are bad things. I'm not saying that these are like anything to take lightly. Failure is always possible, even in the most optimal conditions and everything, perfect conditions, failure is possible, and certainly the path that you're thinking about doing has a high failure rate, higher than where you are right now. But guess what? It also has a higher success rate, a higher return at the end, though, right? Like if we only get one life, why the hell would you waste it? Not seeing your full potential. Why would you waste it? Pleasing other people. Instead of making yourself proud. Seeing what you're capable of. to become the best version of yourself, you're going to have to do hard things, all right? There's no way around it. You're going to have to face fears. You're going to have to face uncertainties, insecurities, things that currently scare the shit out of you. Because the best version of yourself has conquered these things. All your fears, all your insecurities, all your problems, everything that, right now you're shying away from. The best version, there's a version of you out there somewhere in the future that motherfucker has made quick work of that shit, all right? He has grown the balls and he has faced them and conquered that shit, all right? All right, and you need to become that person. You need to conquer this fear, these fears, multiple fears if you have. Everything that scares you and is holding you back from that best version of yourself, holding you back from all your goals, all your ambitions, Like, everyone is held back by these things, whether they be vices, bad habits, insecurities, fears. I have them. I'm not perfect. I'm not Mr. fucking don't give a fuck or anything. Everybody, no matter what, they have these things that try to bring them down, trying to sabotage their mental resiliency, to create self-doubt. And you need to be that person that says, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna walk through this fire no matter what, all right? Because there's something in that fire, across this abyss that I need to get, and I can't get it if I just stay here like a pussy. And you need to tell yourself that shit, alright? Like, yeah, you might fail, but man, fuck it. So what? If you fail, get back up. Yeah, people might not like it, what you decide to do. You might not like your change, but who gives a fuck, man? Most of these people don't give a fuck about you. They only care about, like, staying mediocre, keeping you at their level. You need to fucking do what you want to do, right? You need to make yourself happy, do what's best for you and your future and your goals, Life ain't about pleasing other people. Life is about becoming the person that you want to be, all right? Like, don't let fear hold you back, all right? Don't let the idea of failure scare the shit out of you that you never even try. Because if you never even try, then you guarantee failure, all right? No one who has ever succeeded in anything worthwhile in life has gotten there like with just like a straight uphill climb. It's gonna be like this. It's like a fucking hill. You win some and you lose a lot. And then you win some, you lose, but eventually you go up in the long term, right? But if you never fail, then you never try, you never fail. You're just gonna stay here, and in 10 years, guess where you're gonna be? Right here. You're not gonna be up here. You're gonna be fucking down here, right? 10 fucking years, all right? Think about that. There are men out there 10 years older than you, 5 years older than you, maybe just 1 year older than you. They're the exact same thing you are doing because they did not take action, all right? They let the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, the risk, they let all that shit keep them where they are and from taking action on their goals, all right? They played it safe. They stayed comfortable. All right. They said, nah. Tomorrow, next time, when the stars align, I'll do it. When I'm at my 100%, I'll do. Man, it's been a fucking year. They haven't done jack shit, and you'll be exactly like them if you fucking let these things control you and stop you from taking action. All right. Wake the fuck up. Life is short. You have like only this one like lifetime to make the best out of it. All right, go after everything you've got. All right, if it scares the shit out of you, that is a sign that you need to do it. All right, stop watching this video and go after it today.